You mean Dad's in trouble, or Dad is the trouble?
I mean, either he's in trouble, or he's going to be.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things only adults notice in Pixar movies.
There's nothing to see. Gather over there.
Kids love Pixar movies, but for this list, we'll be looking at the inside jokes, Easter eggs, references, and plot points that only grown-ups would probably pick up on. What's your favorite adult-centric Pixar moment? Comment below. Number 10, A113, Various. While it's possible that children do notice the A113 in Pixar movies, we're gonna bet they won't get the reference. The truth is, many adults probably didn't either.
Huh? What?
I didn't see anything.
The letter-number combo is actually a reference to the graphic design and animation classroom at the California Institute of the Arts. It's a room which saw many of the great Pixar animators pass through its doors, including Brad Bird.
Whoop, sorry. I heard someone say roar, so I just kind of went for it.
And speaking of Bird, he's been quoted as saying he's put A113 in, quote, every single one of my films.
Emil, that's exactly what I said not to do.
Number 9, Johnny Quest, Incredibles 2. The first Incredibles film has a few cheeky references, including a shout-out to director Brad Bird's first film, 1999's The Iron Giant, when Elastigirl identifies her plane as IG-99.
Island approach, India Golf 9er checking in.
There's also Syndrome's remark about Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl's family life.
You married Elastigirl? And got busy!
But for this entry, we had to go with a scene in the sequel when Mr. Incredible wakes up to find his son watching TV next to him. While the kids in the audience might assume that the show he's watching is made up, adults might recognize it as the animated series Johnny Quest from the mid-1960s.
Okay, boys, I was wondering when you two would show up. Now you stay back while we look this thing over.
It was director Brad Bird's favorite childhood show. He even credited it as one of the inspirations for him to make The Incredibles.
How do you feel?
Super.
You got it, Dad! Hooray!
Number 8. College isn't the only choice. Monsters University. From a young age, many of us are told that we must go to college to be successful. Movies have generally supported that theory, especially movies geared towards children.
I learned everything I know from my school, Monsters University. It's the best scaring school there is.
You wish. Feartech's the best.
While we would never deny the importance of an education, we can't forget that one of Pixar's founding fathers, Steve Jobs himself, dropped out of college after one semester. And he ended up being pretty successful. Monsters University seems to echo that message by having Mike and Sully get expelled from university.
As far as the two of you are concerned, there is nothing I can do for you now. Except, perhaps, wish you luck.
The pair go on to get low-level jobs at Monsters, Inc., and the setback becomes an opportunity. As we all know, they eventually work their way up to be the top monsters in the company.
I'm on the cover of a magazine! Ow!
Number 7. Seven Samurai references. A Bug's Life. Akira Kurosawa's 1954 masterpiece Seven Samurai has inspired many movies, including the Western remake The Magnificent Seven and Pixar's hit A Bug's Life. Each film follows a community that hires a group of warriors to fight off bandits.
My colony is in trouble! Grasshoppers are coming! We've been forced to prepare all this food!
Gina's here, John.
Food? Please! Will you help us?
Of course, there are a few differences in A Bug's Life, such as, well, all the characters being bugs. There's also the twist that the warriors turn out to be circus performers.
Circus bugs! How can you be circus bugs? What?
Oh, hey. You said nothing about killing grasshoppers, pal. You lied to us.
Yeah! Are you kidding? Do you know what this is? This, my friends, is false advertising.
How dare you?
Even so, the similarities are striking. Although considered by many to be one of the greatest movies ever made, Seven Samurai is probably not one that most kids are familiar with.
Well, you're lost. 1 minute in 6.
Number 6. Mia and Tia, Cars.
I'm Mia! I'm Tia! We're like your biggest fans!
Lightning McQueen is the hottest racer on 4 wheels, and he's the object of all kinds of adoring attention. So kids might just see Mia and Tia as two girls excited to see a famous sports star. However, what adults see are groupies, who not only gush over McQueen, but flash their headlights at him.
I love being men.
It's a not-so-subtle car version of another type of flashing. McQueen's reaction to this behavior might seem cute to kids, but it has a bit of a sleazy factor that, as adults, we cannot ignore. Number 5. Periods. Turning red. Being a normal teen means going through a lot of changes, but one morning, May wakes up to an especially big transformation.
This isn't happening! This isn't happening!
It's an understandably traumatic moment for her, and unfortunately, it only gets more awkward. When her frightened screams bring her mother to check in on her, Ming assumes May has hit another big milestone.
Wait, is it that? Did the red peony bloom?
No! Maybe?
Springing into action, she bursts into the bathroom with an arsenal of painkillers and pads. While younger viewers might be naive to the undercurrent, it's a scene that many can relate to, and they probably will. Except for the actual turning into a red panda part, of course.
You are a woman now, and your body is starting to change. It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Mom,
You
please!
are now a beautiful, strong flower.
Number 4. The Hooker. Toy Story. Lots of kids like to break their toys, but few get as much joy out of destroying them and creating scary new Frankenstein's monsters versions as Sid in Toy Story.
No one's ever attempted a double bypass brain transplant before. Now for the tricky part. Pliers!
I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
When he captures Buzz and Woody and takes them back to his room, we bear witness to his many mutant creations. They include one that brings together a green fishing pole with a pair of doll legs and high heels. It sounds like an inappropriate dad joke, but Sid has made a hooker. We can't talk about the Toy Story franchise without also mentioning Buzz's, let's call it, excited reaction to Jesse's impressive stunt in the sequel. Awkward. Number 3. Depression in Inside Out. Inside Out. In Inside Out, we follow an 11-year-old girl named Riley and the personified emotions inside her. Joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust.
Fear. I need a list of all the possible negative outcomes on the first day at a new school.
Way ahead of you there. Does anyone know how to spell meteor?
Disgust. Make sure Riley stands out today, but also blends in.
Children, of course, will relate to the basic idea of these feelings. However, adults will notice the more subtle and intricate references to depression as Riley deals with ups and downs.
Wait, what? What happened?
She did something to the memory.
What did you do?
I just touched it.
That shouldn't make it
Oh,
change.
change it back, Joey.
You can't change it back?
No, I guess I can't.
Good going, Sadness.
After moving from Minnesota to San Francisco, she struggles to come to terms with her new life. Eventually, however, Joy and Sadness find a way to work together.
Say what you want. I think it's all beautiful.
All right, here you go. Your new expanded console is up and running.
Number 2. Disabilities are represented with respect. Finding Nemo.
How's the lucky fin?
Lucky.
Let's see.
From Nemo's small fin to Dory's short-term memory loss, there are a number of characters in Finding Nemo with disabilities of one kind or another.
Forget things almost instantly. It runs in my family. Well, I mean, at least I think it does.
Rather than turning these characters into outcasts, the film treats their conditions with respect and in a normalizing way. These things are just what make the characters special and unique.
See this tentacle? It's actually shorter than all my other tentacles. But you can't really tell, especially when I twirl it like this. I'm H2O intolerant.
Speaking of unique, adults, especially parents, will notice the different parenting styles on display in the film. Marlin, the overprotective helicopter dad, is contrasted with the relaxed, more hands-off sea turtle parents.
Little dudes are just eggs. We leave them on a beach to hatch, and then cuckoo-ca-choo, they find their way back to the big old blue.
All by themselves?
Sure.
But dude, how do you know when they're ready?
Well, you never really know, but when they know, you'll know, you know?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. A tiny little Ratatouille. Colette's eyes do a quick glance down.
You have a rush?
No. I have this tiny, little...
All those balloons. Up. Realistically, it would take 100,000 balloons to lift the house. How did Carl do it?
So long, boys! I'll send you a postcard from Paradise Falls.
The name tags. Soul. They include Johnny Cash and Albert Einstein.
But no need to feel bad. 22 here can be a bit of a challenge.
Even though I can't feel it, please don't touch me.
The Lemon Party. Cars 2. A reference to a shock site that's definitely not for kids. Do not look it up.
They laughed at us, but now it's our turn to laugh back.
The Poo Poo Platter, A Bug's Life. Kids will laugh at poo, adults will also get the reference to the American Chinese dish.
Hey! Who ordered the poo-poo platter?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Shining references. Various. Lee Unkrich has worked as an editor on a number of Pixar movies and has directed some as well. He's also a huge fan of Stanley Kubrick's 1980 horror film, The Shining.
Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Daddy.
As a result, numerous references to Kubrick's films have made their way into various Pixar movies. For example, there's the carpet in Sid's house in Toy Story that matches the carpet from the Overlook Hotel.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
You can also spot the axe from The Shining in Coco, as well as a red metal drum, a nod to Red Rum. Perhaps the most obvious thing, though, is from Finding Nemo, with a direct reference to Jack Nicholson's famous line,
Here's Brucey!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.